Ever since Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet, people have been looking for new ways to tell a love story.
You calling my bluff?
You bet I am.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 romance movies of the 2000s. For this list, we've considered all types of romance movies, from rom-coms to romantic dramas that have been released between 2000 and 2009.
What time? Promise.
Yes. Go.
Number 10, Pride and Prejudice.
I don't understand.
I love you. Most ardently.
She may have died almost 200 years ago, but Jane Austen is still making the world tear up with her works of romantic fiction.
Only the deepest love will persuade me into matrimony, which is why I will end up an old maid.
Adapted for audiences in the mid-2000s, this film follows Elizabeth Bennet as she falls in love with the reserved upper-class gentleman Mr. Darcy. While he initially spurns her advances, Mr. Darcy soon comes to appreciate Elizabeth, with a deep passion burning inside them both.
You have bewitched me, body and soul, and I love you. I never wish to be parted from you from this day on.
This period piece is filled with universal themes that are sure to connect with even the staunchest of critics. And if historical British romances are your thing, don't forget to check out Atonement. Plenty of Keira Knightley in that one too.
Bobby. Cecilia.
I love you.
I love you.
Number 9, Lost in Translation.
For relaxing times, make it Centauri time.
Do you ever feel like an aging movie star falling in love with a much younger married woman during a business trip to Tokyo? Okay, neither do we. But it is the premise of this film from the early 2000s.
So what are you doing here?
A couple of things. Taking a break from my wife, forgetting my son's birthday, and getting paid $2 million to endorse a whiskey when I could be doing a play somewhere.
When Bob begins to fall for Charlotte during his time in Tokyo, it becomes clear that their relationship has an expiration date. Set to the backdrop of jazzy hotel bars and the exciting nightlife of a city caught in a non-stop bustle, this film is really about spontaneous relationships and how we handle them.
I'm stuck. Does it get easier?
No. Yes. It gets easier.
Beautifully scripted and shot to perfection by Sofia Coppola, you'll be booking the next flight to Japan to chase down love after seeing this film.
I don't want to leave.
So don't. Stay here with me. We'll start a jazz band.
Number 8, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Do I know you? Do you ever shop at Barnes & Noble?
Sure.
That's it!
Have you ever broken up with someone and wished you could erase all memory of him or her from your mind? This film takes that premise and uses it to create a world where deleting bad memories from your brain is on par with a trip to the dentist.
Don't ever leave me.
Pretty. Sweetie. Please let me keep this memory. Just this one.
Joel is thrilled when he meets a woman during an impulsive trip to the beach. There's only one problem. Has he met her before?
I thought I would remember you.
It might be the hair.
What might?
It changes a lot, the color.
This love story is about as unconventional as they come. The off-the-wall writing and the mind-bending sets are paired perfectly with the warmth put forward by the two main characters. Definitely a weird one. It's sure to make you re-examine some of your past relationships.
I could die right now, Clem. I'm just happy. I've never felt that before.
Number 7, Amélie.
En attendant, mieux vaut se consacrer aux autres qu'un nain de jardin.
Don't be deterred by the subtitles. This beautiful and quirky flick is overflowing with moments that will stick with you long after the credits have rolled.
Si vous laissez passer cette chance, alors avec le temps, c'est votre cœur qui va devenir aussi sec et cassant que mon squelette.
When timid Parisian waitress Amélie makes a concerted effort to improve the lives of those around her, she quickly discovers that her own happiness is diminishing. From there, she decides to pursue an eccentric man prone to collecting photographs.
Il va reposer sa petite cuillère. Puis il va ramasser les grains de sucre sur la table avec son doigt. Ensuite, il va se retourner et là, il va me parler.
As the story unfolds, it becomes clear that love is a two-way street, and one must give as much as one takes. A critical and commercial success, this film reminded audiences that love is all around us. And to see it, you must simply open your eyes.
Si, c'est vous, ça.
Number 6, 500 Days of Summer.
Do you like me?
Yeah. Yeah, of course I like you.
As friends?
Right, as friends.
Is Joseph Gordon-Levitt the John Cusack of today? It sure feels like it during this unique love story. This film takes a fresh approach to a tired genre and is chock full of moments sure to make you smile. When hopeless romantic Tom falls for the titular Summer, things don't go exactly as planned for either of them.
What happened? Why didn't they work out?
What always happens? Life.
The film takes us on a journey through the 500 days of their relationship, jumping from moment to moment to give audiences a well-rounded view of the characters' time together. At its heart, this romantic flick is about the struggles we all go through when falling in love.
I love how she makes me feel. Like anything's possible. Like, I don't know, like life is worth it.
Number 5, Brokeback Mountain.
You know, it could be like this, just like this always.
Yeah, how do you figure that?
When a passionate connection emerges between two people, it simply cannot be ignored. In the summer of 1963, two cowboys fall in love while herding sheep through the Wyoming mountains. As their lives move in different directions, the two men struggle to balance their affair with their respective marriages.
Don't try and fool me no more, Ennis. I know what it means. Jack Twist. Jack Nasty. You didn't go up there to fish.
This film is an intimate look into the lives of two men brought together by love, but kept apart by society.
You got a standard.
For how long?
As long as we can ride it.
Filled with an array of tender moments that are brilliantly juxtaposed with the wild and untamed nature of the landscape, this love story truly stood out when it was first released, and still stands as a great romance flick today.
Sometimes I miss you so much I can hardly stand it.
Number 4, Love Actually.
If you look for it, I've got a sneaky feeling you'll find that love actually is all around.
In most romantic films, the action is centered on 2, maybe 3 people, and the various trials and tribulations that go along with falling head over heels.
I think about you all the time, actually.
This British rom-com turns things up a notch, focusing on 10 different stories that have one thing in common: love. Set in London 5 weeks before Christmas, this film follows a rock and roller, a couple of porn stars, a sexually frustrated graphic designer, and even the Prime Minister. They, along with an array of other characters, suffer through the ups and downs of searching for, finding, and holding on to loved ones.
Would you excuse me for 1 second?
Sure.
Just hold. 1 second.
Teeming with endless wit and warmth to match, Love Actually reminds us that love is all you need.
Right.
Number 3, The Notebook.
You want to dance with me?
Sure.
There wasn't a dry eye in the house when this romance first graced the silver screen. Based on the novel by swoon-inducing writer Nicholas Sparks, this film was the go-to date movie for the mid-2000s teenager.
Say I'm a bird.
No. Don't do it.
Say I'm a bird.
Stop it. Stop it now.
Taking place in South Carolina in the 1940s, working-class Noah falls hard for Allie, a girl who hails from a family of wealth and privilege.
And what happens if a car comes?
You die.
What?
While society attempts to keep them apart, their love slowly blossoms from teenage lust to passionate romance. Filled with tender moments that will inspire both the hopelessly romantic and the stoically reserved, this film is sure to leave you reaching for the tissues.
It wasn't over. still isn't over.
Number 2, Moulin Rouge.
The greatest thing you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return.
Overflowing with style and packed to the gills with raw sexuality, this classic has more than enough romance to go around. Set in turn-of-the-century Paris and centered on the exploits of the infamous Moulin Rouge cabaret, a young poet falls hard for the club's most provocative dancer.
Silly of me to think that you could fall in love with someone like me.
I can't fall in love with anyone.
Brought to life through the mad genius of Australian director Baz Luhrmann, this film pays homage to a high-flying time of eccentric parties and declarations of love that has since passed us by.
But I love you. Till the end of time.
Playing the roles of star-crossed lovers to perfection, Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman ooze romance from start to finish. Earning wide acclaim, this film had many yearning for a fling in the City of Lights.
You're gonna be bad for business, I can tell.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Did you want to see some brochures? Found them.
I like you. Very much.
Apart from the smoking and the drinking and the vulgar mother and the verbal
No,
diarrhea.
I like you very much. Just as you are.
I came to drop my car off on purpose to try and meet you.
What are you lying?
Number 1, Before Sunset.
You can never replace anyone because everyone is made of such beautiful, specific details.
Taking place 9 years after the events of its 1995 predecessor, this film once again follows Jesse and Celine as they walk the streets of a beautiful European city while discussing life, love, sex, and the cultural differences that define them.
I guess when you're young, you just believe there'll be many people with whom you connect with. And later in life, you realize it only happens a few times.
Yeah, and you can screw it up. You know, misconnect.
The film feels less like a sequel and more like a chance encounter with an old friend, sprinkled with moments of innocent flirtation, melancholic memories, and hope for the future.
Now that we've met again, we can change our memory of that December 16th. It no longer has that sad ending of us never seeing each other again, right?
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess the memory's never finished.
Simplistic in its style, Before Sunset is overflowing in intimacy, with the connection between the two protagonists pushing and pulling the narrative forward. While the film operates as a realistic portrayal of a fantastical situation, the strong writing and impassioned performances make it a romance for the ages.
I want to try something.
What?
I want to see if you stay together or if you dissolve into molecules.
What am I doing?
Still here.
Do you agree with our list? What is your favorite romance movie of the 2000s?
I told you not to fall in love with me.
For more entertaining top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to MsMojo.